After the major cancellation of the Sands of Time remake and the disbanding of the Lost Crown team, what is next for Prince of Persia? Is the franchise officially dead? Well, in this video we have the answers to that, and the future of Prince of Persia is a lot more hopeful than it seems right now. And personally, I've been a Prince of Persia fan ever since I was a kid. Prince of Persia actually transitioned into the Assassin's Creed franchise and is the reason that the IP lay dormant for such a long time. After the cancellation of a new Prince of Persia open world game back in 2011, known as Prince of Persia Redemption, we finally got the announcement that a Sands of Time remake was coming. In 2024, we actually got our first Prince of Persia game in such a long time, which was Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, which had extremely great reviews on Steam and Metacritic, whilst also being surprised with another Prince of Persia release, the roguelite The Rogue Prince of Persia. We were then set for a 2026 release of Prince of Persia The Sands of Time remake after it was delayed and rebooted internally. However, as of January 2026, the game was cancelled out of nowhere. Not only that, but the Lost Crown team was actually disbanded by Ubisoft, and this is where it looked like the Prince of Persia franchise was dead in the water. However, in April 2026, French journalist Gauthier Andres delivered unexpected good news via Blue Sky. Ubisoft has allowed the core team behind Prince of Persia The Lost Crown to reunite and start pitching game ideas. Now, this was a surprise to everyone that Ubisoft was actually reversing a decision that angered fans. The Lost Crown developers proved their understanding of what makes Prince of Persia work: tight platforming, clever puzzles, satisfying combat, and rich Persian mythology. Their 2D Metroidvania approach breathed new life into the franchise while respecting its legacy. Now they're back together, brainstorming the next Prince of Persia project. Whether they'll continue with the Lost Crown 2D style or with the Prince of Persia IP at all, time will tell, as apparently Ubisoft do have new IPs in development, so maybe the team may want to tackle one of them. However, this team, Ubisoft Montpellier, does have a mysterious project currently in development. The same team that brought us the Lost Crown is now hiring for an unannounced project that could be Prince of Persia's next major entry, hopefully. The official job listing seeks a technical director level design for a game described as still in the early concept phase. The position requires extensive knowledge of Unreal Engine 5 and based on the job description appears to be for a fully fledged 3D game, not a 2D side scroller. And here's what's very interesting about this. Ubisoft Montpellier's portfolio shows that they are known for the Rayman franchise, with a Rayman remake already confirmed by Insider Gaming. They've developed The Lost Crown, they're part of the Creative House 4 within Ubisoft's new structure, and survived the Project Purge alongside Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, as the Gameverse pointed out, this points to a 3D project, with the Lost Crown team recently regrouped and pitching ideas, and Prince of Persia being the only major IP fitting Montpellier's Creative 4 team. This could be the next Prince of Persia. Timing is suspicious in the best way. The Lost Crown team reunites, start pitching ideas, and shortly afterwards Montpellier, their studio, begins hiring for an early concept 3D game in Unreal Engine 5. Prince of Persia is the only major IP that fits Montpellier's creative focus and aligns with this job description. And what's even better news for the Prince of Persia franchise is what the Ubisoft CEO had to say about it most recently. In February 2026, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot addressed the Sands of Time remake cancellation directly in an interview with Variety, and his words offered something fans desperately needed to hear: official confirmation that Prince of Persia isn't dead. While such decisions are never easy, Guillemot explained regarding the remake's cancellation, they allow us to concentrate our talent on the highest potential projects and ensure that every release meets the quality our players expect. More importantly, he explicitly stated that Prince of Persia remains an active franchise within Ubisoft's plans. Now, this isn't vague corporate speak or lip service. The CEO directly addressed the fans' concerns about this IP and its future. Now, we could have said the IP was on the back burner as they focus on new IPs in Assassin's Creed and Ghost Recon and Far Cry. However, he explicitly stated that the franchise was active and has a future beyond the Lost Crown. When combined with the team reunion and Montpellier's hiring, a picture of sorts does emerge of Ubisoft refocusing Prince of Persia rather than abandoning it. So what could a new 3D Prince of Persia look look like. If Montpellier is indeed developing the next Prince of Persia in Unreal Engine 5, what might that entail? Returning to the series' 3D roots, with the Sands of Time trilogy defined what 3D Prince of Persia looked like, with acrobatic platforming, time manipulation, environmental puzzles, and fluid combat in gorgeous Persian-inspired settings. A new entry built in Unreal Engine 5 could modernize that formula with contemporary design sensibilities while learning from the Lost Crown's tight, precise platforming. And this team knows Prince of Persia inside out, so they are the best choice to make a brand new title for this franchise. So this new 3D Prince of Persia could actually be moving the Prince of Persia IP forward rather than going back to remaking the older games, which to me looked like that was their plan. They would remake the original trilogy, they would have the Rogue Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, maybe a sequel to The Lost Crown, and then tease what's next for Prince of Persia, maybe after the second remake or the third game's remake, and then we would start seeing the future of 3D Prince of Persia and having Prince of Persia being a mainline staple in the Ubisoft lineup. This 3D Prince of Persia game, if Prince of Persia is the game that Montpellier are making, could just be moving the franchise forward earlier instead of going through with the remake, since I don't think that will be happening at all anymore, since they had 2 to 3 teams working on that game with a full-on reboot after the original vision wasn't up to scratch. But let's look at the bigger picture of Ubisoft's restructuring. 5 creative houses now organize Ubisoft's development, with Vantage Studios owning the company's biggest IPs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Prince of Persia sits within Creative House 4, where Montpellier operates. This structure theoretically allows smaller, focused teams to develop mid-tier franchises without competing for resources against the company's mega franchises. Guillemot's comment about the concentrating talent on the highest potential projects suggests that Sands of Time Remake was cancelled not because Ubisoft gave up on Prince of Persia, but because that specific project wasn't working. Rather than release a subpar remake that would further damage the IP's reputation, they cut their losses. Now, with The Lost Crown proving there's still an audience appetite for Prince of Persia when it's done well, Ubisoft appears to be giving the franchise another chance, this time with a team that's already demonstrated they understand what makes it special. Now let's just temper expectations a little bit, as we are cautiously optimistic, but we have to realize nothing about Prince of Persia has been officially confirmed. Even if Montpellier's mysterious game is Prince of Persia, it's years away from release and is currently in the concept phase. All we have officially is that the CEO said that Prince of Persia IP is active and Ubisoft's track record is already rocky. I mean, the Sands of Time Remake's cancellation after years of development proves Ubisoft will pull the plug on troubled projects even when they're about to release. But all we can do as Prince of Persia fans at this point is to try our best to make our voices heard on social media, supporting The Lost Crown, and actively letting Ubisoft know that we want more Prince of Persia. And right now, it seems that the Prince of Persia franchise is still holding on to dear life, and hopefully we can get some sort of announcement that Prince of Persia is not dead, and maybe even branch out to other media like an anime series or a live action series, maybe even some sort of movie on Netflix. Hopefully we get something soon on Prince of Persia, and I will be updating you guys on the Prince of Persia franchise alongside Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Splinter Cell, and more franchises like The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and so much more. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll leave some of my other videos on the other franchises in the description and pinned comment section below. And guys, it is finally here. The Balboa Club Witch Hunt Collection Volume 1 is now available and will run from December through February. And this drop is specifically inspired by The Witcher, as I wanted to blend the styles of the wrestling world with the games we all know and love. But please go ahead and check out the Balboa Club store. It's on the channel store page, and the website is in the description and pinned comment section below.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement.